our eyes on the fact that we are saved by grace alone, and because of God's grace, we have hope for a life after the one that we're living now, right? So this next song is called "Bound for Glory." It's talking about that hope, the fact that this world is not our own. We're going to continue living faithfully in this life, but we know that this ultimately isn't where we belong, right? Man, it is so good to know that just like Rick was saying Sunday morning, that Christ will come back soon, right? So let's continue our worship and sing about that truth and be encouraged in that truth. One, two, three, four. This world is not my home. I'm here but for a moment. It's all I've ever known. But this world is not my home. The fight is not my home. These burdens aren't my future. The empty tomb has shown. Oh, I am bound for glory. I am free because I'm bound. I am bound for heaven's gate, where my feet will stand on holy ground. I am bound for glory. The saving work is done, and death is not my ending. My God has overcome. Oh, I am bound for glory. I am free because I am bound. Bound for heaven's gate, where my feet will stand on holy ground. I am bound for glory. Bound for glory. And all my pain, hurt and shame, gone when Jesus calls my name. Endless joy, endless praise, all when Jesus calls my name. All my pain, hurt and shame, gone when Jesus calls my name. Endless joy, endless praise, oh, when Jesus calls my name. I am free because I'm bound. I am bound for heaven's gates, where my feet will stand on holy ground. I am bound for glory. I am free because I'm bound. I am bound for heaven's gate, where my feet will stand on holy ground. I am bound for glory, where my feet will stand on holy ground. I am bound for glory. Bound for glory. Amen. Isn't that encouraging? This world is not my home. These burdens aren't my own. I'm bound for glory. But while we're still here on this earth, we're called to remain faithful, right? And we'll live a life of... Man. I can't speak. My apologies. We're going to finish off with the song, Jesus Firm Foundation, another familiar one. It's encouraging for me because while we're on this earth, this is how we need to live, right? Recognizing Christ as our foundation, putting Christ as our cornerstone. Let's continue singing, and we can continue singing. How firm a foundation, you saints of the Lord, is laid for your faith in his excellent word. What more can he say than to you he has said? To you who for refuge to Jesus have fled. Fear not, he is with us, so be not dismayed. For he is our God, our sustainer and strength. He'll be our defender and cause us to stand, upheld by his merciful almighty hand. How firm, our foundation, how sure, our salvation, and we will not be shaken. Jesus, firm foundation. The soul that is trusting in Jesus as Lord will rest in the though even hell should endeavor to shake. He'll never forsake. Oh, he'll never forsake. How firm, our foundation, how sure, our salvation, and we will not be shaken. Jesus, firm foundation. Age to age he stands, faithful to the end. All may fade away, but he will remain, he will remain. How firm, our foundation, how sure, our salvation, and we will not be shaken. Jesus, firm foundation. Jesus, firm foundation. Oh, Jesus, firm foundation. Amen. Well, thank you for singing, guys. Let's listen to Adam for our next instructions.
All right, guys. Are you sweating?
Yes.
Woo! No? You were more excited about the rain. History of the world, there was no such thing as air conditioning.
Yeah. Wait a second.
You guys don't seem compelled. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. This is graduation week, which means we have some new students in our midst. Oh yes! Oh yes! 3 girls that I know of, unless I missed someone. 3 girls and 1 guy. So I need Natalie Batiste to come up here. I need Audrey Katzenberger. Is she here? Yeah, Audrey. Rebecca Slaughter. Oh, you were all together. And Zephaniah Stone.
Yeah!
6 feet apart, please. Just fine. Okay, these are our new students. We're going to meet you guys. We want to find out the most important things about you, okay? So here's what we need to know. We need to know your name, even though I just introduced you all. Give us your name again. I think all of you have siblings in this youth group, yes? Identify them for us and choose which one is your favorite. And then we want to know your favorite number. What we need to know. Your name,
Most important things.
your siblings, and your favorite number. Let's go ladies first. Can you lead us off? Seventeen's a strong number. That's good.
We need a middle name.
Middle name?
Yes.
Do you have a middle name? Grace?
No.
Aww.
No middle name.
Very nice. Okay. Miss Katzenberger.
My name is Audrey. My sister's Cora.
Your sister is Cora.
Woo, Cora.
Yeah.
And my favorite number is 10.
10. Very strong number. I like 10. All right. Miss Petit.
My name's Natalie, and my sister's Elena.
Woo.
My number is 11.
11. Yeah. 11 is good. And you are? Justification. Why is 17 your favorite number? Wow. Deep.
I like 10 because I just the first
Wow. Well thought out. I like that. Very nice.
I have no idea.
You just listed a number, didn't you? That's fair. Do you have a reason?
12 is my goal.
Your golden birthday. Birthday was until after I had passed mine. Golden birthday.
Oh my
I
God.
found out when I was 18. My birthday was the 17th. Is when you turn the age. Here's you guys can go sit down. Here's what we're gonna give one more round of applause. So here's what's happening tonight. We are transitioning, we're switching to our new small groups, okay? You are now going to be in the freshman, sophomore small group, okay? If you were in 8th grade, as of this week, you're in the freshman, sophomore small group. If you were in 10th grade, you are now in the junior, senior small group. Tonight, okay? So, here's what we're going to do. Junior high leaders, stand up. Mark is here, Kat is here, Kate is here, and Beth is here. And James will be here later, okay? So if you're in middle school, junior high, small group, these are your leaders, okay? Go with them to small group when it's time, okay? Freshman, sophomore leaders, stand up.
Yeah, Ryan.
2? We got 2
Yeah,
tonight.
Ryan.
2!
Yes.
Very nice. Okay, these are your freshman, sophomore leaders. If you're in the anyone homeschooled and you don't really have a grade? Just kind of making your way through. You'll graduate whenever you want. No? Okay, great. Okay, guys, because we have new small groups, we thought we'd play a game tonight. It would, I'm going to have you come and explain what we're doing. And, you guys...
Good luck.
Is it on?
Yes.
I can't hear anything at all. No one's excited. Come on, guys. Are you excited? You're going to come up on stage and be given a random beginning and end story together. As a small group, randomly, you're going to have no clue what to say when it's your turn. So good luck. We're going to start with That's a very good point. Okay, we're going to need one leader from each small group to come on up. Or do they come on up? They can stay there. That works too. Okay. We need one leader to be a designated judge for each small group.
One leader from each small group is a judge. You only need one.
Okay. Everybody.
Volunteering.
This is not. Feet? No, I'm just kidding. 6 inches is fine.
You each grade.
Okay. Eight seconds, not a lot of time. Okay, the beginning. That's going to be a very interesting story. I'm excited to see how it turns out. All right, we're going to start right here. All right, you ready?
For money.
You have 8 seconds per person to connect the beginning and ending as a group. So you'll be able to read that and then explain that and then try to.
What did the first person do? Give us an example of what the first person
Okay, the first person would do this. When Adam sold his
Started when Adam sold his children to the Egyptian slave market because he was in jail. So he ran a marathon and then passed out in the middle of it. He didn't do very well. And there was no water anywhere. Ate some pizza and the weather was
practice makes perfect. Okay, next, obviously, it's going to be junior high boys. We all. Okay. Vows to eliminate the middle class. And that's when Seth Panetti started growing his beard. Go ahead and stand up, Seth. This is Seth right here for us.
I want to see what happened.
Okay.
I know.
Ready?
But I want you guys to know.
Get set. Go.
Gumball the cartoon cat.
Of his orange gumballs.
So he wasn't very happy with Gumball the cartoon cat.
That is a competitor of a story right there for sure. Hey, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
They were
7.
peach
Wow.
combos, but I know how they can get confused.
This is
Same
called
color.
competition, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Okay, we have our beginning. In 2101. And that's how 2021 was. It says.
Really cool. Dead. And
And exploited the world.
After the world was exploded, Frankenstein came away to the world. That was a lot of horrific events in 1 year, and that's how 2021 is even worse than 2020.
That's it, folks, right here. Okay, go ahead and turn those back into Jack once again now. Thank you. Freshman, sophomore boys, is that it? Get on up here. Okay. Wow. Let's go. Okay. We have a beginning and ending designated. All right, for you, sir, it says, it all started in the caves of Wuhan, China. That's random. And that's
His cave.
This cave could be bad.
Rick Holland was one of the survivors, and he found Kim Holland and married her.
You heard him here first. Mark Holland. Okay, junior, senior girls. Wow. We're going to have a long story. It's going to be two chapters. Yeah, there's two chapters. Bad. Very descriptive. And then, my cord is just kind of hold me back just like here. Jack, can you just kind of, Jack, save me! Okay, and that's how everyone got their tongue surgically removed. Jack, can I get a little more slack here? Just a touch more. Actually, no, that'll work. Just a little more. Okay, we're going to start on this end. Ready? Set.
Three ships and set out. Sold for a lot of gold. All of money that they own.
And of course, when she went into
The teas ended up being poisonous and affected everybody's tongue.
made of gold. That's what you're saying. I'll go.
The rat's tongue fell off.
It poisoned the food.
The rats wanted to replace their tongues, so they took everybody whose tongue remains and cut them out and replaced their tongues. and that's how everyone got their tongues surgically removed.
Wow. That's a story right there, folks. I have no idea what that happened. Very good. Okay. Last time, everyone's favorite is junior, senior boys. Do we have anything? Yeah, it's
Hey, we're tired.
all right. Wait, we're tired? No, we're not. Let's get started. This is us, I guess. Okay, here is our intro. It all started when our car set on fire. That's the beginning right there. And that's how it was proven that 5G towers cause cancer and viruses.
Yeah!
All right. Liam, take it away.
It all started when our car set on fire because I was driving the oil tanker happened to be driven by Bill Gates, who, as we all know, is a maker of destruction and death.
The bomb consumed poisonous fumes from the gas that leaked from the car.
Jack Rosenbaum was a victim of this car, but this car also ran into a 5G cell tower that happened to fall down and kill some people that were also cancerous.
No comment, but that was pretty good, I guess. Wow. I'm not biased. I am not biased. That was the Okay. From here, our leaders are going to consensus and vote on their favorite top three. Yeah. Moment of silence, please, while we wait for our leaders to take this through.
got his wand.
After he got his wand, he went to this portal that went to Narnia.
And then he went and found the ring and threw it in the fires of Mount Doom. Okay, well, how he got to Mordor was when he went to one place, I forgot its name, the portal backfired.
Then he got hungry.
Okay. All started when fish learned to walk but didn't know how to stand. That's why the car wash is all a playground.
All started when fish learned to walk but didn't know how to stand, which was kind of terrible for them because they had to keep moving and they were low on energy the whole time. They actually were walking with their hands, so they technically didn't stand with their feet, but they could still walk. So
then they decided to go some places and do some things, and then Jack showed up somehow. And I told him to make a playground so then they can walk on their hands and play.
They got a car so they could go to a car wash and play in the playground that they just built.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why the car wash installs a playground.
That'll do it. Okay, we have the last one right here.
Oh, you want
Okay.
Let's go, Jack!
I don't know if I want to see.
Darwin first discovered robotic government birds during his study in 1342 BC. And then, for the ending. And that's how an expired bowl of ramen ruined the world. Okay, ready. Good luck. You're going to need it. Get set and go.
Charles Darwin first discovered robotic government birds during his study in 1342 BC because the government found their people. The government was using them to spy on their people because their people were making too much ramen to the point where they were having to pull from their stockpiles of ramen, which means there was a lot of rotten.
Now, after the study, Charles Darwin went back to the future, and he went to China. You know, he really liked ramen. He just wanted to study it.
All of the ramen was obviously stockpiled. The ones at the very bottom are very out of date and really bad to eat.
And started a pandemic, and that's how an expired bowl of ramen ruined the world.
Go ahead and cheer if you love him. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there it is. Now,
Oh, yeah. Let me introduce you guys. Okay. We're going to have Alan and Matthias read.
Oh, hey, hello. You know, the only thing that could really teach those stories is the holy inspired word of God. We're going to go ahead and read it. So he put them in confinement in the house of the captain of the bodyguard, in the jail, the same place where Joseph was imprisoned. The captain of the bodyguard, he took care of them, and they were in confinement for some time. Who were with him in confinement in his master's house. And on the vine were 3 branches. And as it was budding, its blossoms came out, and its clusters produced ripe grapes. Now Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, so I took the grapes and squeezed them into Pharaoh's cup, and I put the cup into Pharaoh's hand. Then Joseph said to him, "This is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are the 3 days. Within 3 and get me out of this house. For I was in fact kidnapped from the land of the Hebrews, and even here I have done nothing that they should have put me in the dungeon." When the chief baker saw that he had interpreted favorably, he said to Joseph, of baked food for Pharaoh, and the birds were eating them out of the basket on my head. Then Joseph answered and said, "This is its interpretation. The 3 baskets are 3 days. Within 3 more days, Pharaoh on the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday. Then he made a feast for all his servants, and he lifted up on his servants. Had interpreted to them. Yet the chief cupbearer did.
From the Nile there came up 7 cows, sleek and fat, and they grazed in the marsh grass. Then, behold, 7 other cows When Pharaoh awoke, then behold 7 ears, thin and scorched by the Now in the morning his spirit was troubled, so he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt. When the chief cupbearer spoke to Pharaoh, saying, "I would make mention today of my own offenses. Pharaoh was furious. Both and the chief baker. There, a servant of the captain of the and according to his own him. Then Pharaoh sent said to Joseph, interpret it. Joseph then answered Pharaoh, saying, "It is not me. My dream, behold, I was standing on the bank of the Nile, and behold, 7 cows, fat and sleek, came out of the Nile, and they grazed in the grass. Lo, 7 cows ate up the first 7 fat cows. Yet when they had devoured them, it did not just as ugly as before. Then I awoke. I saw and scorched by the east wind, sprouted up after them, and the thin ears swallowed the 7 good ears. Then I told it to the magicians, but there was no one who could explain it to me. Other cows Pharaoh so now as for the repeating of now let Pharaoh look for a man discerning overseers in charge of the land, and let him Then Pharaoh said to his servants, "Can we find a man like this, who is divine in spirit?" So Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Since God has informed you of all this, there is no one so discerning and wise as you are. You shall be over my house, and according to your command, all my people shall do homage. Only in the throne shall I be greater than you." Pharaoh said to Joseph, "See, I have set you over all the land of Egypt." His second chariot, and they proclaimed before him, "Bow the knee." One shall raise his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh wife, and Joseph went forth throughout all years which occurred in the land of Egypt, and placed the food in the cities. He placed in every city the food from its own surrounding fields. Thus Joseph stored until he
How'd you do? But roughly, what happened in that? Guys tracking with at least that much of the story. Often call rags a ruler. Now, about that. Well, and makes a good career for them. And made a successful individual. The rag love. We're familiar with of it is very different. Anyone who is this, where they had nothing and ended up being they would always go back to the time when they had nothing, that they learned that they had they learned that if they didn't change their trajectory, Joseph's story is not that would be a typical rags to riches story. Joseph's story is to demonstrate to placing him over the entire has him there for a reason. All of Egypt, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. He's setting up of God's sovereign control over every circumstance. Now we have some new students that are here tonight. We've been walking through Genesis for a long time. We're hoping to finish it a year from when we started, and we have 8 chapters left after tonight. So we're moving, we're drawing to an end of the book, but one of the themes that we've seen again and again in the book of Genesis and a promise-keeping God. That's a message that what God says, he does. The reason that that is important for this story God has said that he will not abandon his people. Well, Joseph is one of God's children. He is one of God's people as a land with no one on the outside to help him. Of Egypt, there's no hope for Joseph. But we're back a few chapters. Intended to he's accused in absolute shambles, and not because I ever did anything wrong. Joseph is sitting in prison. Now you know the end of the story. You know already by the end that Joseph goes from being a in the truest sense of the word, an unbelievable story. Because all of it happens in a this thing happens is if God's hands are in it. So that's what takes place. God